Hey guys, so today what I have for you is a product review of the Northridge International K31 charger clips, or stripper clips. These are actually a pretty old design. I believe this design of stripper clip actually predates the Mauser style stripper clip. I'm not entirely sure why the Swiss stuck with this style of stripper clip, but they did, and it's somewhat ubiquitous with Swiss rifles. So say maybe you just got yourself a Swiss rifle, or maybe you've had a Swiss rifle for a while, and just loading those bullets one at a time into the magazine, it's just not that fun. You wish you had a faster, cooler way of doing it. And originals are pretty pricey. As of right now, like they're 20 to 25 bucks a pop. And these are the original ones. This is what I'm talking about. These are a really kind of interesting kind of design. They're like a cardboard, fiberboard type thing. They almost feel like wax-coated wood or something like that. But it's basically just like wax-coated cardboard. But it's pretty rigid. And then these things are wrapped in like a steel or tin at the bottom, just sort of to reinforce the bottom. When the Swiss made these things, they weren't really expecting people to be using these for years and years and years on the surplus market. So these things do have a lifespan. They will wear out eventually, and it's where you're going to get replacements. They're not making them anymore. So that's where Northridge stepped in, and theirs is a solid black plastic, and it's pretty cool. They even have a little Swiss cross on it. I don't know if you can see it. There you go, maybe right there. Has a little Swiss cross, and it says K31 on it. So probably just one of the best things about the Northridge stripper clip is that it is made from a pretty durable plastic. I could see this lasting for much longer than the original cardboard clips. So this will probably last you much longer, and they're cheaper. I think they're about half price. They're like 2 for 25 bucks. So you can get 2 of these for the price of one original clip. And in my experience in loading them, I think they're pretty comparable on their speed. Now, the one thing I think the original does better is hold the rounds in there a little bit better. These little bullet holder things on the clip, you can kind of bend these in a little bit, and they'll hold the rounds better. Whereas on this one, the plastic ones they're already bent pretty far, but you can't really bend them anymore, and they tend to be, I don't know, they feel stronger, but they don't do quite as good of a job holding the rounds in there as with the original ones. So if you have some rounds, if this is loaded with 6 rounds and you sort of jostle this a little bit, the rounds will probably fall out of this, whereas an original one, it probably wouldn't. So now the fit, the way this actually fits in the rifle, was actually the plastic one fits pretty well inside of the K31. It feels a little bit more snug. Like it feels a little bit more like you have to kind of pop it in a little bit more than the original one. But it actually, on my G11, this fits in pretty nicely, pretty smoothly. It's just, it's not too tight. It's just almost too tight on the K31. But like with my speed shooting, I don't think it really interferes with like the speed loading or anything. It's just sort of a nitpick more than anything. And of course, being that it's plastic, it's going to be more durable. It's going to be able to take a beating more than the originals. And plus, this being a modern reproduction, you can lose this, and it doesn't really, it won't really hurt as much as losing the original one. Not just from a monetary point of view, but just also like if you're a milsurp collector and you like cool original stuff, Losing one of these, either at breaking or just losing it out on the range, it's going to hurt a little bit more losing in a nice original one versus a reproduction that you could just buy more on Amazon. And in case you're wondering, they do fit fine in these original Swiss military pouches. The reproductions just go right in there, and it's not really a problem. Well, I guess I should say it's not any more of a problem than with the original clips fitting them in there. But they do, they do fit in the original pouches, just like the original clips would. So there you go. So overall, I give these clips a thumbs up. I think they're a great alternative to buying original clips. They work like 99% as good as the original ones, and they're about half the price of original clips. So if you have a Swiss K31, you really should be feeding them from clips. You should be feeding them from these. Now, a message to Northridge, if somebody from Northridge is watching, please make the original metal Mauser style stripper clips that works with the G11 and K31 rifles. Make those instead of making these. That would be really cool to use the Mauser style stripper clips on Swiss guns. And those are probably going to be, I don't expect they'd be any more expensive to make than one of these, but what do I know? But yeah, these clips, they get a thumbs up from me. And I bought these with my own money too. These weren't given to me by Northridge or anything like that. Like I'm not that big on YouTube yet. If you want some of these, there's a link in the description, and buying stuff that I'll link to, it really does help out my channel. Right now, that's like the only way that that's the only monetization that I have right now, because all my videos are demonetized on YouTube right now. I don't have a Patreon. I don't know if I'm gonna do one, but if you want some of these, click on the link in the description. Pretty good clips. I think you'll like them, and it helps me out. So appreciate you watching. If you would please subscribe, that also helps me out, and I'll see you next time.